The selling point for the Dillon RL550B for this video is the low primer alarm. The reason is Dillon automatically provides it with the machine. One of the first things I noticed when I went online to check this out was right there it stated it includes the low primer alarm. First primer alarm I ever owned on a progressive loader. Now, what you want to avoid is running out of primers midway through your loading session without realizing it, alright? We need a way to make certain that we need to reload our primers, because here's what happens. Let's say, for our illustration, we run out of primers, we haven't realized it, and we've ran a number of cases. And trust me, it's happened to me in the past. So we look down and we realize we have powder everywhere because we're working with a fine ball powder, and because we're out of primers, now that powder is funneling down through the primer flash hole, and now we've got a mess. So over here in position 4, we'd have a case that's been charged. We have the seated bullet and it's crimped. Well, that's kind of a problem, because now we got to go ahead and pull that bullet and start all over. Position 3, we're going to have the case charged with what? We got the bullet seated. Position 2, we have the case and the powder. Position 1, we have a case, and we look down there and we realize, pull it out, I'm out of primers. But now it gets worse than that. You're really not sure how many you've ran. You've got a bin full of cartridge cases, and now you have to go through and verify which ones do and which ones don't have a primer. Now, a safety warning. You don't want to take that completed cartridge that has the case, the powder, the bullet, seated, and the crimp, and you don't want to try and crimp a primer into there, because the powder's going to interfere with the primer and you could detonate that cartridge case right there in your press. So at that point, you're now pulling your cartridge cases apart. So what do you say we go ahead and set our low primer alarm up? So what you're going to do is going to take a screwdriver, and as you see here, we have this little screw. Just thread it out just so there's no resistance against that screw. Now we're going to place this over our primer shield cap like this. Alright, and then you're just going to snug the screw up like that, right? How this works, there we go. And what did I do with my rod? there we go. So there we are. So now, once we begin getting to a point where we have a few primers left, and I'm not sure what that point is, guys, but what will happen is this rod, this top piece, will come in contact with that switch, and that lets you know now you need to fill your primers. And this automatically comes with your Dillon, so it's a great selling point. So that's not going to be an additional cost. And so now, as we're inching through this and we see, okay, the Dillon's a little bit more, but you're getting a lot more value, and that is what makes it an investment grade. So guys and gals, that's the end of this video. God bless. We'll see you on the next.